Hi everyone. So today we'll be going over the fundamentals of operating on GarageBand. And just for starters, this video in particular will basically cover how to use loops as a starting block to kind of jumpstart your music production, kind of career or hobby. And in this case, I'm just really going to quickly go through what you see here on the screen is. So basically, on the left here, you see the library in which you can choose from these options different sound packs or producer packs or even all sounds, as you can see here, of different kind of keyboards that you can play using your computer, and you don't really need any other equipment needed to be playing using this current platform. And what you can do if you're using a MacBook, this window right here is basically the key to play this instrument. So what you have to do if you're using a MacBook, you can just press Command K and this will pop up right here. And basically, you see these different, letters on corresponding to each different key in this platform right here. And we can just do is to press the corresponding, character on your keyboard on your computer, and then it will play a sound like this. So yeah, you basically it's very convenient if you don't have any, let's say a keyboard or MIDI keyboard. That's maybe more convenient for you if you're a keyboard or pianist player, or piano player. Sorry, and basically you can just use a computer to operate that way. But the main focus of this class is to really kind of dive deep into how you can use different loops here. So you see this top right corner, you see this kind of loop. That's kind of what it stands for. It basically is kind of a 4 to 8 bar, sometimes 16 bars. You can see here, kind of measure loop, as they say, or a melody, or maybe even like a drum beat, or other things. As you can see, like there are these like a lot of options here, for you to use, and then you can just simply drag something in here to this place right here. So for example, if you want to, let's say, start with the beats, we can just press the beats here, and obviously it kind of filters out the other options that does not follow or fall under this category. And basically, let's say if we have this one. Now, obviously, we can, at the same time just go through the list, but let's just say we want to use this one as the fundamental piece of this beat, and we can, as for now, for this case, we can just delete this for convenience purposes. So we have this part right here, and what I just did actually is I clicked down and I actually dragged from bar number 9 here to bar number 1. I just clicked down and I basically dragged to the left, and what this does, as you can see here, is I will be able to repeat this kind of 8-bar loop, and that's what the loop kind of comes in, because you're able to really use this 8 bars, and then you can repeat it for future conveniences. And you can see here, at the bottom here, you can drag more or less if you need it, and obviously it stops at 8 bars here, because it doesn't have anything beyond that for the original loop. Here at the top, when you see this button, it basically means that you can repeat or loop this this 8-bar measure, and basically this is what happens. You can drag it out, and when you see this first kind of divot, on the 17th bar, when the 17th bar started, it basically means that here is another complete copy right here of this first 8-bar loop. And here basically you will have two, so it'll be 16 bars now of the same thing. So I can just play it really quickly for you. So as you can see, it clearly repeats the first pattern. So you don't have to drag every single time, to make sure that you get that 16 bar, measure of the same thing. And let's say now that we have our, beats figured out, the rhythm parts, the percussion parts figured out, we can just press X here. We can just, unclick it again. We can just click X. on the top left right here. And we can go back and let's say, okay, out of the instruments, what do I want to do to kind of go along with the beat itself? So let's just say we're thinking about, maybe some synths, it's kind of like the go-to kind of like trend of the music industry right now. So why not add some synths to this beat that we have, right? And it's kind of lively, it is pretty energetic. So let's just see what we have here. And I guess dance is a good indicator of such energy. So let's just maybe, see what they're like. Oh, yeah, by the way, you can just simply click on this, just anywhere on this, whatever you're choosing, and it'll basically play it for you without having to drag it into here for you to play it together. So you can, just press this and listen to it. And I think that's a pretty good, rhythm or melody, sorry, that we can maybe use to go along with the beat that we already have. So we can just drag this here. And as you can really see, it's a very short loop, so maybe not the best when it comes to variation, as we'll touch about later, because you don't want to kind of bore the audience. But let's just say we can just have this for now, and for the sake of this session, we're just going to be using the same thing for, let's just say 8 bars. So, we can just, like I said before, the top left or top right here of this loop right here, you see this button. We can just drag it out, and then again, this will basically make it so that, you're having the same thing looped over constantly, and it shows that. And let's just say, maybe for the sake of, now, since we don't want it to have it to be too long and too boring, we can just have the first 8 bars be here, like the same thing. So here we'll have, this is the beat and this is the melody kind of come together, and this is what it sounds like. And basically we can also add some other things. So let's just say we don't want to have just these two going on, and we want to have maybe a bass. So, we can have some more kind of supporting background music. In addition to like the basic, we have a melody and a beat. We want to also have a bass. So let's just say, maybe. And also, if we want to kind of test to see if this will fit well with this beat right here, what we can do is to basically just, we can just press play. So like, a space bar or whatever with here, up here. And then we can also just press at the same time. So, and then we'll basically sync up for you eventually as you play this kind of loop right here by itself. And let's just say if you just like this loop, we can just play it here, right? And then we can just, loop it again, and now we have a 3 components part to this, and we have this whole thing together like we just previewed before. Here is the whole thing, the whole 8 bar loop. So yeah, that concludes the first lesson of how to use loops from GarageBand as this jumpstart to your music production journey.